And welcome to tonight's Theology at the Pub. My name's Penny and I'm the coordinator of Theology at the Pub. Tonight's topic is same-sex attraction, and we're fortunate to have several great speakers with us here tonight. The format of the night will be in three parts. Firstly, we'll have Father Paul Newton talking about the pastoral care of those with same-sex attraction. 3 short testimonies from people who have either experienced same-sex attractions or have a family member who has done so. My apologies to all those who expected Father Paul Check here tonight, the International Director of Courage. We found out last week that Father Paul has contracted dengue fever while in India, so as a result he's not been able to come to Australia, so please keep him in your prayers. This month's Theology at the Pub has been a joint venture with the Courage and Encourage Apostolate, and I would like to thank those at Courage and Encourage, and especially Murray Mason in particular, for all their hard work in organising tonight. I won't speak too much about Encourage and Encourage, as that's the job of those who work in that ministry. However, just briefly, Courage is a Catholic support group of same-sex attracted persons, while Encourage is a Catholic ministry that grew out of Courage for family and friends of persons who have same-sex attractions. Father Paul Newton, who's taken over at very short notice from Father Paul Check tonight, was ordained a priest on the 29th of June in 2002, and since then has been an assistant priest at different parishes in the Archdiocese of Melbourne. Last year, Father Paul was appointed parish priest of St Mark's in Fawkner. He holds a licentiate in fundamental theology from the Lateran University in Rome, and this course also included studies at the John Paul II Institute for Marriage and Family, also in Rome. He's written a book titled Making Sense of Private Revelations, which was published in 2006. Father Paul will be speaking about the transforming power of the gospel in the pastoral care of same-sex attracted persons and their families. So please make him welcome.
Now, for those of you who have been successfully deceived, this is not a pub, just in case you're wondering. Please do not report back to His Grace that you went to a pub and it was just located next to the cathedral. And just as you don't have Father Paul Check, an international speaker, renowned, neither do you have alcohol. All we've got in here is water. So we do our best. I'll do my best. And if you're wondering why I've got cheat notes here, it's because I'm going to draw largely on the content that Father Paul himself was going to give, because I think it's only right that I honour that. And however, you'll have to bear with this Father Paul here. We'll do our best to do together. I had a mother ring me not that long ago. I have various parents call me with all sorts of concerns, and she was devastated because her daughter had been through a very long struggle of trying to recognise her sexual identity. She wouldn't have put it like that, of course, the child. She's about 15 or so, and she was a mess. And she was convinced that she was gay. She was convinced. And then the mum came to me because the daughter was going through a crisis because she fell in love with a boy. And in her mind, this was a disaster because she had it worked out, because at 15 she was so mature, she had herself completely well-adjusted and integrated that she knew for certain her sexual orientation, her own nature, and was able to order that according to God's plan. Come on. Come on. This is one of the most delicate and beautiful topics. Why? Because it touches the core of the human being. Now, why is it that this room isn't full? That's a very good question. I'm glad you asked. I think one of the reasons, and it's certainly not because this topic does not touch many, many people, either directly or indirectly, as you will hear. That's not the reason. I think part of the reason is, especially so close to the cathedral in the Catholic heartland here in Melbourne, is that as people come, they might be afraid that as they arrive, they'll get a card, a sticker that says, "I'm gay." Or they might be sitting next to someone who apparently is called gay. And that title will get thrown around very disrespectfully. I avoid it completely because people are not labelled, and a person is not summed up by even their sexuality, which does go to the core of their being. A person may have tendencies, attractions, may even act on them, rightly or wrongly, perhaps. However, we should rise well beyond the very limited and often damaging narrow-mindedness of summing someone up according to one aspect of their life, whether or not we agree with it or understand it. That is one of the greatest ways we damage the church's pastoral ministry. St. Paul refers to the thorn in his side that the Lord gave him. And 3 times he earnestly petitioned that God would remove that. We don't know what that actually was, but what we do know is that it really rattled him. And in all of our personal struggles, and this being one, because think very carefully. Sexuality itself, even if we take the presupposition that there is a young man trying to guide himself to chastely and beautifully reverence a young woman, that's still really difficult. Throw in all sorts of other ingredients and facets and unexpected, unintended, or surprising dimensions. It's a constant pursuit of integration. And for anyone who's sitting here saying, oh, but Father, it doesn't apply to me, and it's my cousin who has that struggle. I'm actually very well integrated. Well, I'd like to meet you after. Perhaps you published one of these books. Because friends, everyone from any age, right through, even if you're a parent or a grandparent, and please trust me, I'm a priest, we know the struggles of people and our own. Everybody has a lifelong pursuit of seeking to express their love in all of these beautiful ways, and it is a challenge to the day you die.
Amen.
So have mercy on yourself. Be very gentle. It's all right, you can yell out, that's fine.
We agree.
Thank you. Well, that's my talk. I'm glad you came. Thanks very much. All right. The Lord also says to St. Paul that his power is made perfect in human weakness. And who among us is not weak in many ways? Who among us? So please, be very encouraged. We have, as human beings, as children of God, we have this unity in solidarity among our weakness, which the Lord took upon himself. And the church is in no way a stranger to human weakness. Indeed, the church has as her instruments human beings like us, all of whom are frail. And the moment you think that that person's got issues and most of the rest of the people in the room are doing okay, you're very, very confused. Let me assure you, everybody has challenges and struggles. Personal, sexual, otherwise, in their thoughts, minds, bodies, everybody. So don't at all have the misconception that I have a particular struggle in my relationships, in my sexual attraction, and therefore I'm a freak in humanity or in the church because I have problems. Let me assure you, if you don't have problems, there's usually something wrong with you if you don't have problems. It's like saying that you're surprised that the hospital it's got sick people in it. I mean, come on. The church, we are full of sinners and those who are struggling. So no surprise. You know, I was walking down the street once, and one guy was screaming out all sorts of things. The end is near, and I went up and I had a bit of a chat to him, and he was allergic to Catholics, since I found out very quickly. And he said, oh, the Catholic Church is full of sinners. I said, my friend, come and join us. One more won't hurt. I mean, come on, what are you telling me something we don't know?